You rode your motorcycle yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
And you rode it down to the creek?
Twice it.
What?
Twice it.
So you were sitting there at the creek, and you were about to cross. There was no way in heck you were going to cross.
I don't do things like that. Use my skull a little bit.
So you fell off and hit your head?
No, I stopped the motorcycle and parked it out of the way. Then I walked down the creek and I looked at the hole that everybody talks about. I looked at the sandy spot that I could have easily ridden across, but I noted it would be a little mushy. So I decided from past experience that I'd just not ride across today. I'm thinking very seriously about tomorrow though.
Why not today?
Because it's too cold.
It's too cold. What do you think the temperature is outside? Seriously.
About 86, 85.
And that's cold. Where's warm?
95.
Where's hot?
120.
And everything in between is fine. 95 to 120.
Yeah, beautiful, wonderful. I love it.
So, is that a challenge for you? And you mentioned this hole that everybody talks about.
Yeah.
Is there not a hole?
There's a hole, but it's drive aroundable. What, honey? You don't have to cry about that. No.
It's a what? There is a hole, but what?
It's surmountable.
But you go through it. It's no big deal.
I've been through it a lot deeper than it is now on different motorcycles, including the one you're driving.
So,
I've been through it on that Honda when it's deeper than it is right now. But I had more confidence. I have very little confidence.
Do you want to ride my motorcycle?
Nope.
Why?
Why would I?
Huh?
Noisy piece of junk.
It's pretty hard, isn't it? So you'd rather get like a late model Beamer or what?
No. If I were well-heeled financially, I would buy a real nice older Harley.
Older?
Old.
Out of nowhere, there's a
I don't have the money. Let's talk about
95 Classic that's got a 6,000 miles on a newly rebuilt engine for only 75.
Yeah, I think he was
a 10-foot pole.
He was probably thinking about a 47 Springer, I would imagine.
Yeah, older.
Flathead?
I'd love to have a 74 flathead.
Hey, they're bringing back the 45.
Flathead?
I'll tell you what, that 74 flathead you're talking about would be the best bike to take across that creek.
Sure.
You know, in reality.
It's made for it.
Right.
It's a tractor with 2 wheels.
Right.
Drop her in low and give her gas. Advance the spark so it's running peaky.
I used to know a guy that had an 80 flathead, and he would drive it anywhere.
I forgot they made an 80.
Across country or whatever.
They made them for sidecar use and other service cars.
I've driven many of those Survey cars. That's another amazing thing. I started at a dealership when I was 16, and
Where?
of course, Cincinnati. First thing that caught my eye was that Survey car, and the guy that drove it had a white hat, you know, and he was very dark black, and he was a real nice guy. And I said, "Could I just drive your thing a little bit?" I didn't even know what it was all about. And he said, "Well, one of these days I'll let you." And he did. And of course, right away I got it up on 2 wheels and almost lost it. But I drove a lot of Survey cars in dealerships after that.
Why did you get it up on 2 wheels?
To see if it would. Or how it would. It doesn't respond like you have any idea. It's very, it becomes lethal.
What?
Hey! You've already ruined that rug. Penina, it's okay, honey. It's okay, just don't chew the rug.
I just can't connect the dots right anymore.
Me or you?
Me. I'm really fading, man.
Well, you might want to watch this.
Right.
I had a guy that had it was either a VL or a UL 45, and he put it in made a chopper out of it. It was like 10 feet long, and he'd sometimes come away from a bar with $100 extra in his pocket because nobody would believe that he had reverse. But then
Oh,
with
really?
But with a 10-foot long a bike, that reverse came in pretty handy.
I'm sure.
But,
It could be very dangerous, I know that.
he could he'd just put along at 55 mile an hour. Everybody else would get where we were going. I always ran with him, but you know, who needs to go faster than 55, 65 anyway?
Right.
Oh, really, ever?
You know, that's
For a
funny
reason.
about that reverse. They're bringing that back,
Yeah.
but it's electric and it's
Yeah.
in the
Trikes,
trikes and also
some of the big.
Hondas.
You know, that reverse was just like a 3-speed car transmission. Had reverse, 1, 2, 3. And if you put it in reverse, what I remember about them, you give it gas, man, it shoots out backwards. It takes off. It doesn't, you know, it's in gear and it's going. It's the same ratio as low. Low, reverse are the same.
But one thing I can't fathom is how I read in the like Cycle World and all that, where these the Jap bike builders are already prototyping airbags, and you know, to me it's like the last thing you want to do is get knocked out by an airbag when you're going down on a bike. You want, you know, the thing is either ride the bike or get the bike and you away from each other.
Yeah.
Right. Call Eric. So, so you said you'd buy a older Harley. Which one would you?
I get sick when I hear those stories about the airbags, the reverse, the electric reverse. I don't want anything to do, you know, if I were riding for pleasure, I wouldn't want anything to do with any Japanese bike, period. I don't care what it is. I mean, the Harley look-alike, sound-alikes are one thing, but
Maybe a Victory then, or maybe a Harley?
no.
What's wrong with the
It would be
Victory?
a Harley, but it wouldn't be a twin cam. I don't want to look at a twin cam. I get sick when I see them. You know, I see all these guys riding with their twin cams.
So
What's
maybe
that about? That proves to me that they got money to buy a twin cam. What if you got an old shovel head and you want to go down the road at 55 miles an hour?
someone's riding on the back of that
I wonder
truck.
what that's about.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
You know, a guy told me just yesterday that
Oh, it's
he
Eric.
took his bike to
we should end
dealer
this.
in Colorado, and the dealer, and it's a 95